And that's kind of what you need to see.
Apuran Shangun?
I forgot what he says.
Always.
That's right. That's
man,
right.
if you met me there, that would have been a great joke. That could have been clipped.
Sorry,
you can't clip it anymore. Go on.
That's not going to happen. Overall, I like
Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
What is going on, everyone? You are listening to The Summit State of Mind, the podcast of dream shades and stepbacks and everything Houston Rockets, presented to you by the Apollo Podcast Network. I am your host, your Commissioner Kenny, and with me as always is my brother, my tag team partner, the GM Justin. Follow all of us on all social media platforms at JP_Mirabueno, at Summit Commish, at Summit SOM Pod, and at Apollo NBA, and at Apollo HOU. GM, Game 1. Preseason in the books. Rockets beat the Pacers 122-103. Mm-hmm. A game with everything. We had offense. We had defense.
We had an ejection.
We had chuckers and shooters and passing and creative outlets. Oh my goodness, it is the dawn of a new era in Houston Rockets history.
Absolutely.
GM, we close it out on a win, 122-103. 2 wins today. Rockets and the Astros, how are we feeling today?
We're feeling good. The Astros played very well today, hoping to close it out tomorrow afternoon. And then the Rangers look like they're about to advance. So if the Astros do win, it could be a Texas derby over there. But anyways,
I'm not here for Texas.
That's not what we're here for. We are here to talk about the Houston Rockets.
I want to beat the Hoosiers. Go on.
Well, with that being said, the Houston Rockets won this evening, 122-103 over the Indiana Pacers. And what a performance from everybody. We had 6 players score in double figures, okay? To name a few, Jabari, Al P, Jalen, Fred VanVleet, Tari Eason, and Cam Whitmore. What a time to be alive.
I'm excited just at the fact that this team actually played well and that you were going against the... Well, first of all, let's talk about the elephant in the room first and foremost, and that's the ejection of Dillon Brooks. Let's open up with that. Dillon Brooks, staying true to the name, 4 minutes into the game, decided that, hey, man, maybe I just didn't need to take my talents to the preseason. Maybe I'm better than that. Maybe I need to take it beyond that. I'm going to go ahead and play in the season. Get me into the showers. I have a dinner I got to catch. I am truly the villain of this team. 4 minutes in, he had a nut shot to Daniel Tice in
former Houston Rocket
in the opening minutes, which ultimately led. It was on a pick, which he went around. Which I want to get your thoughts. Personally, for me, I didn't think it garnered an ejection. I think it just happened to be. I think you're guilty upon the fact that first and foremost of your attitude and the rep that you've kind of created for yourself. I didn't think it warranted a flagrant 2. I don't think it warranted an ejection. I think in my opinion, it looked accidental. It just seemed like it happened to hit there. Yeah, I think the fact that it stayed there for a minute, he didn't immediately move away. Yeah, because it could have been flagrant 1 probably with the initial nut shot. I think it's the fact that it lingered. Yeah, is that the word for it? I mean, kind of lingered in there.
It's a reputation type of technical. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll run our test, right?
As a flagrant 2, that's just that you can just chalk that up to reputation. Dillon Brooks got it. He's a villain, and I guess he's going to live up to the villain moniker from day 1, game 1. Not even game 1 regular season, game 1 preseason.
I'm just here for the overreaction.
This man took it serious.
I want to know how everyone else feels. I'm curious. It's the fact of the matter is that he is going to be Rockets' villain, living up to the villain moniker, which is kind of a shame. On a microscope for this very moment, it doesn't mean anything. However, it is kind of the precedent though for the rest of the season, which is going to be important. 1 of 82 games. Once it starts happening, once the real games start happening, you can kind of use this moment to kind of gauge, okay, what can I get away with still and what I can't get away with. So it seems like Dillon Brooks is going to be the guy. He's going to be the Rodman. He's going to be the Ron Artest. He's going to be the Draymond Green of the 2010s. Like, this is the guy that everyone's going to kind of zoom in on. So for every little mistake he makes, like tonight, it's going to be
under a microscope.
Yeah, it's going to be large and it's going to be bigger than what it actually is. If it was someone like an Alperen Şengün, for instance, I don't think he would have gotten a flagrant 2. So, that happens 4 minutes into the game. Let's go ahead and fast forward. Let's talk about the totality of the game now. The Houston Rockets played very well GM, defense. Let's talk about that first and foremost. The defensive scheme, the switch, everything mindset that they had, LP getting able to move visually and laterally. What were kind of your takeaways defensively from the game here, as the Rockets did win 122, and they did hold an Indiana Pacers team that played their starters. Sans Miles Turner, obviously. They kept them down to 103 points. What were your overall opinion of the defensive aspect of the game?
I feel like the defense is definitely a work in progress. You can see that there were issues in terms of the switching. Positions weren't always there, especially in transition. They didn't look too hot, but I can tell you this, that Ime Udoka will probably have them shooting on all cylinders by halfway through the season. But it's a work in progress. It's game one of the preseason. Everyone's trying to work out the kinks. But the good thing about the Rockets that you can see is that the foundation is there. You got key blocks from Alperen Şengün. You got key blocks from Jabari Smith Jr. The defense in the post was very impressive from everybody. Amen Thompson was even in there affecting shots. So with all of that, everything looked fairly solid. You don't want to nitpick too much because there are definitely certain issues there.
But GM, this is preseason game one. This is the time to overreact.
Yeah, I mean, Jalen,
just like the rest of Twitter,
got caught on his back feet.
Jabari
too
Smith
much.
is the second coming of Kawhi. Let's overreact. Let's talk about it.
I tweeted Defensive Player of the Year, Jabari Smith Jr.
What are you talking about, dude? I tweeted
He said that.
Defensive Player of the Year yesterday. So I don't know what you're talking about. I was just like, Defensive Player of the Year, dog.
Yeah.
Dog. I claimed that shit.
Yeah.
The day we drafted him. So
yeah, that's true. It's true.
No, there's a lot, obviously, and you know, like you said, we don't want to, jokingly and just we will say overreaction, but obviously not to overreact. But a little.
What you mean? We're emotionally invested.
We
to 100.
Man. I'm just so excited for this season. It's just going to be such a fun season. You can already tell right out of the gate. This team is electric, man.
Yeah.
There's an electric factory here. I'm going to take that from the Seattle Mariners. I'm going to take that from y'all, okay?
It's true.
I'm going to inherit that and bring it to the Rockets.
There you go.
We are a bit of an electric factory. It's an exciting time to see. GM, another thing that kind of stood out to me. Let's go. This is kind of just a review, so we're going to be ping-ponging back and forth. Ping-ponging, not really a word.
Mm-hmm.
What do you call it? Backhand? Serve? I don't know what you call it. I don't know. Pickleball. I don't know. Yeah. You guys train me. But Fred VanVleet, just kind of instilling that calmness in the half-court offense, something that this team has not had since a certain bearded point guard, shooting guard was on the Houston Rockets. Talk about Fred VanVleet here. 10 points, 4 assists, 1 rebound. Only played 25 minutes, obviously on the low end because it's preseason. So what were your overall opinions of Fred VanVleet? For me, getting to see Fred kind of just come in and immediately just instill that, this right here.
Yeah.
That calmness into the game. Seeing cuts, Jayshawn Tate feasting, Tari Eason feasting, Jabari Smith on pick and rolls feasting. Just being able to see and to kind of dissect the game at an elite point guard level is Fred VanVleet. Very impressed with what I saw. Kind of set the tone for the preseason right out of the gate here. You can tell that the movement, the shiftiness, it's different with him on the floor.
Absolutely.
How do you feel overall about seeing Fred VanVleet in his Rockets debut? 2 for 2, by the way. I didn't end the night 2 for 2, but he started off 2 for 2 from 3, and everyone called him the second coming.
Yeah, and then he went 1 for 10 the
Larry
rest of the way.
Bird / Steph Curry. Hey, leave me alone. It's my boy.
No, but honestly, it was nice to see one thing, is that a real point guard wearing Rockets red. Going from Kevin Porter Jr. and Dacian Nix to going to Amen Thompson and
which we're going to go into in a bit.
Fred
VanVleet.
My goodness. Let me tell you this. Fred VanVleet's vision and calmness on the court could be seen throughout, not just with him, but with everybody. He was finding people left and right. Jayshawn Tate cutting to the basket, Jalen Green, Alp, Jabari. Fred was feeding the ball to everybody, even Tari as well. It was magnificent. It was an amazing thing to see someone that knows how to run the point guard position and to play it well in that calmness. And I think that type of personality will help a lot with the youth, and we saw it tonight. And Fred VanVleet didn't affect the box score too much with his scoring, but he affected it in more ways than one with his passing and just putting the guys in the right position. The defense was there as well. I'll say that for sure. But Fred VanVleet definitely brought it tonight, and it's just so refreshing as a Houston Rocket fan to see a true point guard on the floor.
It's nice. I can't wait to see how Fred VanVleet continues to mentor the youth. And speaking of youth, let's shift over from the starting point guard to the backup point guard.
Absolutely.
Amen Thompson. By the way, it's said as Amen Thompson, not Amen.
It's Amen.
Men, like UH. Men Thompson.
Yeah.
Shout outs to certain people that aren't saying it properly. So let's go ahead and talk about Amen Thompson right now. Obviously nothing to sneeze at really. He really struggled from the field shooting wise. And if you were not watching the game and all you saw were stats going down the stat line, nothing too impressive. 7 points. Oh, we got 9 rebounds though. That's actually pretty dope. 3 assists. Not much to sneeze at in terms of stats, but however, his movement, his shiftiness, the way that he affects the game, pretty top level for a rookie, in my opinion. GM, overall thoughts on Amen Thompson on his Rockets debut?
The tag team. Well, there's 2 dudes that Amen was very good with in terms of finding them in their spots. 1, Jayshawn Tate. 2, Cam Whitmore. Obviously, with Cam Whitmore, they played together in Summer League. They were the rookies that were drafted together, so they must have practiced a lot together. But Jayshawn Tate, the way that he was cutting to the bucket every time Amen had an opportunity to pass him the ball, he was finding passing lanes for Amen to find him. And Amen, you can just see like the way he was running the break, calm, and the way that he was finding these guys throughout, in the paint, on the perimeter. Amen Thompson is definitely going to be the next dude. And the guy's vision is so refreshing. And at his height, he can see over these guys. This guy is going to be real. It's only game 1 of the preseason, but we already knew this.
I mean,
Amen Thompson's going to be real.
His first bucket was shaking the man off the dribble on a crossover, going right. This is where he's elite, in my opinion, at least offensively. His finish is elite. Going hard, broke left, shifted right on a breakdown of the defender, goes right, finishes with the left hand.
Yeah.
Dude, there are...
It was smooth.
Yo,
smooth.
Can we teach Jaylen Brown how to shoot a left-handed layup? Like,
yeah, right.
Shout outs to Jaylen, because this is what year 5, year 6 people can't even do. Like, it's insane to see. Like, Amen Thompson, straight up, dude. Amen Thompson he's going to be legit. I'm sorry. You can already kind of see it out of the gate, and we're going to see it away as it continues to play out. Not much to talk about here. It's just a season debut, preseason debut even, so we're not even going to jump too much into conclusions on that. Let's move forward now. Let's talk about my son, Mr. Jabari Smith Jr. My God, okay. My homeboy came. Okay, guys, here we go. All right, here we go. I know everyone wanted to know how I felt about it. Jabari Smith Jr., 14 points, 6 rebounds. 3 letters, baby.
Solid stat line.
No, 3 letters. Do you want to know what the 3 letters are?
MVP.
H-I-M. Him.
Oh, okay. Touche.
I'm telling you right now, Jabari Smith Jr. is different. He's a different player. He's a different player. I'm going to say this right out of the gate. His control, his pace, his ball handles have improved. They've tightened up. You're seeing so much out of so little. Like, he's carrying what he did in Summer League to now. Dude gained a couple pounds of muscle as well. Being able to control the floor, being able to kind of set up his 3-point shot. I'm telling you guys, 38 to 39% from 3 for the season will truly unlock the Rockets in terms of being maybe a 35-win team to possibly a 45-win team. You can get 10 more wins. You could get a plus 10 just alone on Jabari Smith's improved shooting, a true X factor by all stretch of the imagination. GM, overall opinion on Jabari Smith Jr. and how he overall performed in tonight's game.
He performed very well. He was very aggressive from the bump. I mean, he had a couple possessions where he pulled up from 3. There was that one possession where he got the block. That was a beautiful possession there from him, and he was able to get himself on the post on the wing, and he was making buckets. He was playing very aggressive. He was trying to establish himself in terms of being a threat off the dribble, and he succeeded. The movement of him from last year to this year is night and day. The confidence is all there, and if he's able to put it together during the regular season, the way that he looked today, we're going to see a completely different Jabari Smith Jr. And I was enjoying every minute of it. The guy looked like he was a man on a mission, and it's unreal. Like, Jabari Smith Jr. is definitely the X factor. What do we call it, Ken?
What?
He's the Bari factor.
Oh yes, the Bari factor. Yes,
the Bari factor.
Yeah, that's right. Yeet.
Yeet, yeet, yeet.
I'm gonna start creating. I'm gonna do something, man. I think we should create something with that. I think we got something with yeet. I think we should definitely do something. If y'all could think of something for us, go ahead and do it one time. GM, like I said, we don't want to overdo it in terms of the game here. I do want to highlight, though, one Jalen Green. Obviously, all eyes are going to be on him, looking to take the next step. Look, we're in preseason game number 1. Preseason game number 1 of 5 with none of the full 82 games played. We're gonna try very, very hard to not overreact here. Jalen Green, overall reaction in terms of how his game was. I saw, like, for me personally, I saw a lot of acceleration, deceleration. I wanted to see more of the deceleration. I think that was the most important, at least offensively. That's what I wanted to see from him. I wanted to see him and how he was going to perform on that aspect, because we know he can go 0 to 100 like in a span of a second. I'm not worried about the 0 to 100. I'm worried about going from 100 to 50. Like, that's what I want to see, the deceleration. I think that is something that all the superstars have. I think that is something that separates you from the rest of the crop of the NBA. There's a reason why these stars and superstars are on the top, like, 1% of the entirety of the NBA. And what makes them great offensively is their ability to go from acceleration to deceleration. I want to see that improve. I got to see it just a little bit. Another importance for me was defense. I got to see defense. It wasn't perfect. There were a few miscues here and there, but overall, I mean, staying in front of your man, very important. Jalen Green with the added muscle as well, being able to power through, to not just get bullied around and maneuvered around and pushed around. He's starting to kind of implement that power that we have not seen on the first 2 years. But year 3, Jalen debut here in game 1. Overall opinions.
Jalen Green, all-star. It's gonna happen. Wow. The man's got a mustache and a goatee now. Let's be real. My man is grown up. He's taken the leap. The year 3 leap is happening. And tonight was just the beginning. Excuse me. I mean, outside of his defense, obviously there's a little bit to be desired. But I think that in due time, with film and being around Ime Udoka, things will definitely change. But all the tools are there. And you could see the decision making. He had the ball in his hands a lot more. Fred VanVleet conceded to him to let him bring the ball up the court and let Jalen see what he felt was the right decision and play to make. And that is definitely a responsibility for Jalen. And what we're seeing now is that Jalen is being empowered in the Ime Udoka offense. But as time goes on, we're going to see that Jalen won't be the guy that's going to take his guy one-on-one exclusively. He's going to have to find his spots in Ime's offense and find the places where he's going to cook. And we'll see that progress not just through the regular season, but also in the preseason too, man. I mean, it's going to happen slowly but surely. But Jalen Green is going to be that dude. And let me tell you that this is just the beginning. He looked really good in most parts of his game. And even he had that one dunk on the spin move that didn't even count in the second half. But he just looks so much more fluid, so much more confident, and he's got nowhere to go but up, man. With the way this roster is built and with a head coach like Ime Udoka, sky's the limit for a guy like Jalen Green. And we shouldn't be afraid to say that an all-star appearance is definitely not outside the realm of possibility.
It's really not. And looking at his stat line right quick, 5 of 12 from the field. He didn't make a 3 tonight. He went 0 of 4. If you take away those 4 threes, he actually went 5 of 8 from the field.
There you go.
So that's actually really, really solid. So anywhere inside the 3-point line, he went 5 of 8. The glaring statistic that I see from an offensive standpoint, 1 of 5 from the free throw line. I think my man has tried to improve all facets of his game, but he decided to Fat sets. He decided to include all fat sets of his game. Shout out to James Harden. And that was a joke. Calm down, everyone. I kid. 1 of 5 from the free throw line. So it seems like maybe that was neglected because he is a good free throw shooter. So like I said, we're not going to overreact, but 1 of 5 from the free throw line. Only 20% from the free throw line. Come on, Jalen. We know you're. Come on. I'm not gonna give you crap. It's game 1 of the preseason, but yeah, you're better than that. You're better than that. It's because he makes those. He makes those 4 free throws and he goes from 11 to 15 points. So you never know. Luckily it's a preseason game for one. Luckily number two, we blew them out. But you never know when the games start tightening up. Hopefully those free throws start coming in. I think it's just also getting into the rhythm of the game, getting back into like game shape, and I think that's it. I mean, you can be in great shape, but to play in games against competitors, against opponents, it's a little bit different. So we'll see what happens there. Happy with his game overall. Let's talk about the starting center for the Houston Rockets now, Mr. Alperen Şengün, 4 of 8 from the field, 15 points, 4 assists, 2 blocks, 5 rebounds. Look, he's the starting center of the Houston Rockets. What impressed me, what I can say out of the gate, the best thing that impressed me, lateral movement, side to side, defensively at the center spot. I think for him to succeed in the NBA, he has to be able to play that position properly. I think it's unfair that he gets compared to Jokic. I don't think he should ever be compared to... I mean, he can be compared to Jokic lightly. I don't think it's fair to compare him to the reigning, defending MVP. The reigning, defending MVP of the league and the current, reigning NBA champion. So
and was he Finals MVP as well?
He was Finals MVP as well. Okay. So I think it's a lot to live up to. You're basically trying to live up to Hakeem Olajuwon light, kind of in a way. So LP, but the thing that stood out to me overall was just his ability to kind of be there defensively, and I think what's going to buy him minutes later on, and it's not even the beginning of the game that I'm worried about. The late stages in the fourth quarter. If he wants to be in the big moments, he has to exist defensively. Exist. Just be there. Just move side to side, because they're going to headhunt you. That's the thing. They're going to try to headhunt you on pick and rolls, on switches. They're going to try to make their presence known defensively to try to remove him from the game. So defensively, I was impressed. Some miscues here and there. That's going to come with the territory on a brand new coach, on a brand new scheme, and a brand new defense. GM, overall thoughts on Alperen Şengün's first official start under the new era of the Houston Rockets?
I mean, he led the team in scoring with 15 points.
Tied?
No, I think he led
Tied with Cam Whitmore.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
The human microwave.
Look at that.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
LP looked pretty good. I would say that the defensive possessions where he was able to stay in place, affect shots. He even got a block. He looked very solid. But, I mean, obviously there were certain possessions where he just looked like good old sloppy LP from year 2. I mean, I think that's going to happen with progression.
Oh, pal, sloppy.
You like them sloppy joes for you.
I'm sloppy.
God.
Hey, stop it, lady! You're scaring us.
But
I love.
I mean, LP. He even hit a 3.
He did hit
with confidence, and that's kind of what you need to see.
Alperen Şengün.
I forgot what he says.
Always.
That's right. That's right.
Man, if you met me there, that would have been a great joke. That could have been clipped.
Sorry,
you can't clip it anymore. Go on.
That's not going to happen. Overall, I thought he looked good. There were definitely moments where he was just like, LP was looking like the best player on the court, and there were moments where he looked a little lost and a little confused. I think that's just all part of the adjustment period for him, going from Coach Silas to Coach Udoka. But overall, I think he's going to be the guy that they're going to have to play through. And in order to get minutes at the end, he's going to definitely have to play some defense. But I think it's there. The foundation is definitely there. It's just a matter of making sure that your body's moving with your brain. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think you don't want to see LP thinking too much, especially on the defensive end. But once it becomes a little instinctual, that's where the improvements will occur. And just as long as you're in the right place at the right time, you got Jabari Smith helping out on the weak side. So there's just going to be a lot more help than what he's accustomed to. He's surrounded by a bunch of defensive wings. Jabari, Tari, Dillon Brooks, even Jayshawn Tate. Like, there's a lot of players that can help him out in terms of just protecting him. So I think that there will be a lot more positives moving forward.
If I can say it from a baseball perspective and to add on to what you were saying, LP having protection having a good support system surrounding him. I think this is the best support system he's had in his entire career so far in year 3. But when I think protection, I think of, let's reference it from another sport. Let's reference it to baseball. Yordan Alvarez, for instance, man's on a tear, 4 home runs right now. Absolutely killing it. Sorry, guys, I'm stepping us out of the summit into the juice box. But 4 home runs, absolutely killing it. He's batting like 500 right now. But overall, like, the idea, I think, that the commentators were saying were, oh, just walk him. No, you can't just walk him, because now you have players behind him. Kyle Tucker, Jose Abreu, protection. And I think Alp, this is what's going to help him grow. This is what's going to help mold him into becoming, because we know what he is offensively. I'm not worried about what Alp supplies offensively. We know he's a fucking wizard, not from Washington, but we know that he can basically really set the guys up like a Jokic. However, what's going to separate him and elevate him is to make sure that he plays well on the defensive end, and I did see a lot of promise there. Plus, you're going against Jock Landale practice, man. Jock Landale's he's aggressive as hell. So even Jock Landale even said it. Jock Landale said he has all the tools. I push him at practice. Like I make sure I make my presence known around him, and he's gonna. And now he has you got Boban playing against him, and you got Jock Landale. And you got to.
He didn't look too good tonight.
No, Jock Landale did not look fantastic. We could work on his finishes around the rim. I blame Justin and his yes, mate. I think the accent ruined it.
Yeah, it's all my fault.
No, I'm just kidding. Justin, you're fine. Don't blame yourself. You're good. I'm just kidding, buddy. So like I was talking to when I used to be a teacher, I was talking to my kindergartners. Don't feel so bad, buddy. You're fine. Overall, look, this game was a success. Game number 1 officially in the books in the preseason. The Rockets did. Overall finish with a W.
Let's touch up with Cam Whitmore.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Well, no, I was trying to get my lead in there with Cam Whitmore, but no, good point. Go ahead. All right, so Cam Whitmore. Oh man, all right. Let's talk about this. 15 points.
Let me say this.
Yeah. Let me give a stat line and then I'll let you talk.
Yeah.
We'll go 15 points, 6 of 10 from the field, 3 of 4 from 3.
Yeah.
So he did work there.
Yeah.
That is my timer. Don't mind me. I had something else going on. We had 4 rebounds. So we had for all intents and purposes, a solid game on the stat line. Actually, a really good offensive game.
He looked good in most respects. He looked very confident. He was nothing short of confident, honestly.
You have to worry about confidence.
He looked very smooth.
I don't think he's going to lack anything when it comes to that.
You could see the talent. The talent is there. He looked so good in terms of being able to utilize his speed and getting his shot. The one thing that I would say is that you can pass the ball, bro. I mean, he doesn't know what the extra pass is. I don't know if pass is in his vocabulary. He missed a lot of passes tonight, but he shot the ball very well, so understood, right? The only thing we don't want to see is that he becomes a black hole later on in the regular season, but with it being game 1 of the preseason, I do believe that Ime Udoka will probably take him aside on, in film and remind him, like, hey, these guys were open. That probably could have led to a better shot. So I think that it's fair, but at the end of the day, he's still a rookie, and he shot 6 of 10, 3 of 4 from 3. Overall, he looked really good. I'm going to say that for sure.
No, he looked great, and I'll give him that. And I'm going to call him, at least for now, what is slower than a microwave? A human oven?
Sure.
Okay, slow burn.
He's not a microwave, but maybe he's a turbo cooker.
Yeah, maybe a turbo.
Quicker than the oven,
Quicker than the oven, but
yeah,
slower than
maybe
a microwave.
He's an air fryer.
An air fryer, the human air fryer. There you go. Faster than an oven, slower than a microwave.
We're digging deep.
We're digging real deep. But I think Cam Whitmore. We know he's not gonna lack anything of confidence. I don't think he's gonna shoot as much as he did during the season, as much as he did tonight. I don't think he's gonna get that green light as often. I think Ime probably was like, "Hey, man, preseason, we'll see what you can do."
Yeah,
you know what I mean. If you feel like the shot's there, take your shot, play your game.
That's fair.
Empower the guy to play his game. I get that. I support that. I'm fine with that in game 1 of the preseason. I'm fine with him finding his way, and he, for the most part, was successful. I would like for him to dish out, make the extra pass, see the totality of the game. But hey, he's the youngest player, or he was either the youngest or one of the youngest players in his rookie class. 19 years old. He's gonna start getting the rhythm of the motion. It's literally just game 1 of the preseason. I'm not worried about it. Now, granted, if we are in game 5 of the regular season and he is not shooting 6 of 10, if he's going 2 for 11, and he's like the third or second. Well, I would say third most field goals attempt on the entire team. I'd be like, all right, Cam, we got to have a talk. But until then, if he's going to go 6 for 10 the whole way, fuck it, man. Might as well. Go off. Go do work. You know what, my man? You know what he deserves? He deserves a yeet.
Yeet.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll give it to him.
Yeah. We only say yeet to people we actually feel like deserve it, and in a positive aspect.
There you go.
And, because he was playing like a dog. And speaking of dogs, I do want to close this episode about talking about one particular player. Dude came in like a dog because one of our other dogs decided to get ejected. And then he freaking turned up, fucking got his ankle turned because
and he still
some
played.
big center landed on his damn ankle.
Yeah.
People thought he was going to be gone I thought he was going to be gone the entire preseason. Dude came in the third quarter, overall shot 5 of 6 from the field, 11 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. Dog. If we were going to pick a dog of the game,
it's definitely Tari.
woof woof.
Easily.
Tari motherfucking Eason. Holy shit.
Yeah, Tari played well.
Spotlight the man one time,
Absolutely.
dude. Put the focus on him because he deserves it. What a way to close out this episode because, my goodness, first of all, he got the braids. He's trying to muck it up. Yo, man, I'm the second coming of Kawhi. Let's do it one time. And he's freaking doing it. He's doing the work, keeping the ball alive,
You love to see it.
creating more plays for the offense, getting stops on the defense, and creating more opportunities to get your team to succeed, whether it's on the offensive point of the court or the defensive point of the court. His footprints, his blueprints are all over the court. GM, dog of the game has to go to Tari Eason. Overall opinion so far, at least on game 1 of the preseason.
You look great. I'm happy that he played. I mean, I was a little concerned with the ankle, but it just shows how much of a dog he is by coming in and playing the second half and still playing really hard. He was playing conservative, but that's understood. It's preseason game 1. But that's kind of the type of DNA that Tari Eason has. He's going to play hard no matter what. When he's on the court, he's going to give it his all. So, hey, man, it's great to see it in game 1 of the preseason, but let's hold it a little bit for the regular season, man. You don't need to do it. You got nothing else to prove. You're a dude.
Dove to the floor.
Everyone knows you're a dude, so we appreciate you, brother.
Can we hit him with you're a
Yeet.
dude? Oh, I was gonna do the Kel Mitchell. He's a dude. She's a dude.
No,
We're all dudes.
I just yeeted
But
for
you know
him.
what? I'll hit you with he deserves it. Yeet.
Yeet.
And dog of the game overall will go to Target. So we're not gonna do dog of the game. Maybe we'll take one from Beyond the Diamond and do dog of the week.
Maybe we'll wait for that during the regular season.
Patent pending. Who knows?
Maybe.
Is Yeet gonna find its way into the season?
Maybe.
We'll
see.
Who knows? Look, overall, guys, overall closing thoughts here. There's nothing much to be said here. The games in preseason technically do not count, but for us as fans, as media, as people that have been following the Rockets from day 1 of our childhoods up till now, seeing the rebuild happen from beginning till now, it's just such a breath of fresh air. I can speak for the GM as well in saying that we're just happy the fact that we can actually watch some competitive basketball again in Toyota Center. And we feel like we're going to get some semblance of consistency here. And I did mean it. I did tweet this out earlier this morning when I did say that the rebuild is officially over. I'm putting all my chips into this basket, and I truly believe it. And I feel like you can believe it too, that the rebuild is over. They need to move on and start playing competitive basketball and start racking up not just wins, but consistent overall wins.
Yep.
We're going to start seeing it here. GM, we're going to have game 2 that is going to go down for the Houston Rockets. I think we got
on Thursday against San Antonio Spurs.
So it's going to be the meeting that everyone... Oh, actually, no, GM.
It's the Pelicans.
It's the Pellies, yes.
My
We
bad.
got the Pellies coming up first. You actually got the Spurs on Monday.
Touche.
Next Monday. So we do have Rockets at Pelicans on October 12th. That's coming this Thursday. And then we have the Rockets Spurs. That's a key matchup for everyone. That's obviously Rockets fans or even basketball fans. You're going to have Jabari Smith going against a Victor Wembanyama. So much storylines here. We're just happy that basketball's back. Oh my, it was fun.
Ready.
It was
So
fun.
excited.
I'm excited, and y'all, it's such a great time to kind of get all of this out. We're so excited. So much in store in regards for our Rockets, our content. Kind of teased a little things here and there. Maybe some changes on our show, some positive changes. and maybe segments that we may be able to weave and plug into here and there to kind of keep this fresh and going as our fans and our listeners continue to grow along with us. GM, let's go ahead and close here. Any last thoughts and words before we close here on a Tuesday night, a successful Tuesday night? Rockets and Astros rack up dubs.
Yo, it was a great game. Everyone tuned in Thursday. Thank you to everyone for supporting us. So, yeah, it was a great win for the Rockets. How about this? Let's close it out with, first of all, if you guys enjoy this, I know the commish said in the beginning, but everyone super kick that subscribe button on Apollo HOU YouTube so you can watch all of our episodes on YouTube. But make sure to follow me on Twitter at JP_Mirabueno. Follow the podcast on Twitter and TikTok at Summit, SOMPOD. Follow the podcast on Instagram at Summit State of Mind _POD. Make sure to follow our people, our team at Apollo NBA, and our overall family over at Apollo HOU.
You can give me a follow as well on Twitter at Summit Commish. Shoutouts to our Apollo Podcast Network that's continued to kill the game. CJ Stroud is him. If you love all Texans content, we have you guys want to follow. Have you guys? That didn't even make sense. I'm trying to get my word. I'm in preseason form, obviously, from what you can tell. We want each and every one of y'all, for Texans fan, go ahead and follow at Apollo Texans Off the Gridiron. They're just killing it right now with all the CJ Stroud content that you need. Look, Beyond the Diamond, the crown jewel of Houston Astros podcasts and shows available on the Apollo Podcast Network. Follow them as they continue the hunt for the third overall championship, the reigning defending MLB World Series champs right now, trying to defend that crown. Give them a follow for all your Houston Astros needs. Shout outs to the One Take Podcast. If you love music, TV shows, movies, they got you covered on all the reviews, all the good, the bad, and the ugly. And we do appreciate each and every one of y'all for giving us your first listen for all Houston Rockets content, as these episodes are going to continue to pour out as the games start to progress. Luckily, none of us got ejected 4 minutes into this episode. I'm very happy about that.
Thank goodness.
I don't care what anyone says. Dillon Brooks is my villain, okay? He's my villain. So
there you go.
No, he's our villain. That's the way that we roll.
Yeah.
Can I buy you into doing this yet?
Nope.
He's like, now it's a hard pass, right?
It's not gonna happen.
God damn it. Okay, we're gonna track this, guys. Okay, we're gonna see what game we can finally get him to do that.
Maybe one day. We'll see.
We're going to make it happen. So we appreciate each and every one of y'all for listening to us. Continue to follow us. Episode, I think, 177 is officially in the books as we march closer to 200. We appreciate each and every one of y'all once again. We're going to end this episode as we end every episode, as our producer gives us the go-home cue here. Go Rockets. Oh, no. See, that's how you know I'm in preseason form. Yeah. Go Summit. Go Apollo. And last but not least, Houston Rockets end the night on a W with their very first preseason game. Go Rockets.